Think you're too old to start calisthenics in your 30s? Let me stop you right there. Because what's actually going to happen might surprise you, and it's not the story most people tell. You won't suddenly turn into a superhuman overnight, but your body will start waking up in ways it probably hasn't in years. The truth? Your 30s might be the best time to start calisthenics, if you do it right. But here's where most people mess it up. They see someone on YouTube doing muscle-ups, handstands, planches, and think, I can get there too. So they jump right in. Zero foundation, no mobility work, no joint prep, and then, bam! Wrist pain, shoulder impingement, or that weird tightness in the lower back that won't go away. Sound familiar? Now, here's the first wake-up call. Your 30-year-old body isn't broken. It's just smarter. It's been through enough to know when something's off. Those little aches, that's feedback. Your body's way of saying, hey, I need a better strategy. And that strategy starts with how you move, not how many reps you can crank out. Picture this. Your body is like a building. If you build fancy balconies, push-ups, pull-ups, levers before you've reinforced the foundation, core, shoulder stability, mobility, the whole thing shakes. And that shaking? That's what most beginners in their 30s feel after the first few weeks. Not because they're weak, but because they skip the structure. So let me ask you something. When was the last time you really thought about how you move? Not how much you lift or how fast you go, but how your body actually connects. Because in calisthenics, connection is everything. You don't just use muscles, you use a chain. And when one link in that chain is weak, maybe your scapula isn't engaging, or your core isn't braced, the whole system falls apart. Here's what's wild. The biggest mistake people make when starting calisthenics isn't a lack of strength. It's the lack of awareness. They think, I just need to do more reps. Wrong. What you need is better control. That's what separates someone who struggles for months from someone who transforms their body in a year. And in a second, I'll show you exactly what that control looks like. The difference between moving like a beginner and moving like someone who owns their body. But first, I want you to check something right now. Stand up straight, pull your shoulders slightly back, tighten your abs just a little. Not by sucking them in, but by bracing like someone's about to tap your stomach. Feel that? That's your foundation switching on. Most people skip that moment. They start a push-up or a dip with a floppy midsection, no tension, and then wonder why their wrists and shoulders take all the punishment. That single shift, turning on your foundation, changes everything. And we'll get into that next, how to actually build that control and fix the most common beginner mistakes one by one. So your 30s become the decade your body gets stronger, not stiffer. Think you're too old to start calisthenics in your 30 seconds? Let me stop you right there. Because what's about to happen might completely flip what you believe about your own body. Most people think once you hit 30, your best athletic years are behind you. Slower recovery, stiffer joints, less energy. But here's the truth. Your 30s can actually be the prime time to start calisthenics, if you approach it the right way. See, calisthenics isn't about age. It's about control, awareness, how deeply you can connect with your own body. And once you start training that connection, not only do you get stronger, you start moving better, standing taller, breathing deeper. You don't just train your muscles, you train your nervous system, your balance, your coordination, the parts of fitness that most people completely ignore. But before you jump into doing flashy moves like muscle-ups, handstands, or front levers, let's talk about the first trap almost everyone falls into when they start calisthenics in their 30s. They try to rush the process. They think, I used to be athletic in my 20s, I can handle this. So they load up on reps, push-ups, dips, pull-ups, with sloppy form, stiff shoulders, and a disengaged core. And within weeks, they start feeling little warning signs: wrist pain, elbow tension, shoulder pinches, lower back tightness. Sound familiar? That's not weakness. That's your body giving you feedback. It's saying, hey, you're strong enough to move, but not stable enough to control it. That's the difference between someone who lasts in calisthenics and someone who burns out after a month. Let me put it this way. Your body is like a skyscraper. You wouldn't start building on the 10th floor, right? You'd lay a rock-solid foundation first, but most beginners skip that step. They jump straight into advanced skills before their joints, tendons, and stabilizers are ready. The result? The structure wobbles, the body compensates, and pain shows up where it shouldn't. So if you're in your 30 seconds and just getting started, your first mission isn't to build strength. It's to rebuild structure, to teach your body how to move again, the way it was designed to. Now, here's a light bulb moment. Most people think strength is about muscles. It's not. Strength starts in the core. And when I say core, I don't mean six-pack abs. I mean that deep internal brace that stabilizes every movement. Think of it like the foundation of that skyscraper. Invisible, but absolutely essential. Let's test this right now. Wherever you're sitting or standing, straighten up. Roll your shoulders slightly back. Now tighten your core. Not by sucking it in, but by bracing it, like someone's about to poke your stomach. You feel that subtle firmness? That's your foundation switching on. That single shift changes everything. Because when your core is engaged, your spine aligns naturally, your shoulders open up, and your hips stabilize. Every push-up, every pull-up, every plank suddenly becomes safer and more effective. But when you skip this, when you move with a soft midsection and no tension, your joints pay the price. And that's mistake number 2, letting your joints do what your muscles should. When you start calisthenics in your 30s, your joints have already carried years of sitting, typing, maybe some old sports injuries. They don't need more pressure, they need support. Here's the fix: slow down. Own every inch of your movement. When you do a push-up, don't just drop and press. Think of your body as one connected unit, head to toe. Engage your glutes, tighten your core, grip the floor with your hands, and imagine pulling yourself down before pushing back up. You're not just moving up and down, you're controlling gravity. That's where real strength lives, in control, not chaos. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but won't going slow make me progress slower? Actually, it's the opposite. Going slow teaches your nervous system how to recruit more muscle fibers, how to balance better, how to move efficiently. You're not just building strength, you're rewiring how your body works. And that's where starting in your 30s becomes an advantage. You've got patience, you've got body awareness, you've got the maturity to train smart, not just hard. But here's something nobody tells you. Mobility is the secret weapon in your 30s. If strength is the engine, mobility is the oil. Without it, everything grinds. You can have all the strength in the world, but if your shoulders can't move through a full range of motion, or your hips are locked from sitting all day, your progress will hit a wall fast. So before you even think about muscle-ups, start with shoulder circles, scapular pull-ups, and wrist prep. These might look small, but they're the difference between pain and progress. Think of them like tuning your instrument before a concert. You wouldn't play a song on a guitar that's out of tune, right? Your body works the same way. Let's recap what happens when you start calisthenics in your 30s, the right way. First few weeks, your body will resist. You'll feel tight, awkward, maybe even weak. That's normal. Then something starts to click. Your posture improves. Your joints stop complaining. Movements feel smoother, lighter. Your brain starts syncing with your muscles. And suddenly, you're not just working out. You're moving with intention. Then comes the momentum. You'll start to notice it in your everyday life, carrying groceries, climbing stairs, even just standing. You feel stronger, more balanced, more alive. That's the magic of calisthenics. It doesn't just build your body, it rebuilds your confidence. So here's your challenge. Today, don't try to do 100 push-ups or a perfect handstand. Instead, try 10 flawless reps. 10 push-ups where every inch is controlled, your body stays tight, and your mind stays connected. Feel your core brace, your shoulders stay stable, your hands grip the ground with purpose. And when you finish those 10, you'll know. You'll feel the difference between movement and mastery. Starting calisthenics in your 30s isn't about fighting age. It's about reclaiming your body. Every rep, every movement, every bit of control you build is a statement that you are not done growing, not done improving, not done pushing what your body can do. Because the truth is, strength doesn't have an age limit. It just has a starting point. And for you, that point might be right now. Now take a breath, drop down and try those 10 flawless reps. Feel the power in your control. This is where it begins, not with perfection, but with awareness. Keep showing up, keep refining, and watch what happens next. Your 30s won't be your decline, they'll be your comeback. Think you're too old to start calisthenics in your 30s? Think again. Your body's not past its prime, it's ready to rebuild smarter. Start slow, focus on control, not reps. Engage your core, move with intent, and feel strength return. Your 30s aren't your limit, they're your comeback.